Hi guys. Okay, so this week was about copyright laws and stuff. And so the first question was basically after going through the websites, what laws uh, kind of surprised you, or what um, was considered as far as like breaking the law, like what things you like couldn't do. Um, and I would say that one of like the biggest ones is that like you have a lot of leeway when it comes to education, but so like you can only, but some of the things that got me were like you can only show certain recordings um for so long, um and even like giving credit to somebody doesn't mean that you can actually like use it. So I thought that was kind of um, really interesting because I mean, as college students, we're taught like in our essays and stuff, we can cite sources, and as long as we cite sources, cite them correctly, that will be fine to use some of their information. Obviously, they can't write like our whole paper, but as long as we um, cite them and cite them properly, we'll be okay. But that's not the same with copywriting. And yeah, I always kind of associated the two together. Like copyright was kind of like um, citing and stuff like that, but they're very different. And so that was kind of um, it was interesting to see the laws and to see them a little bit more clearly. Like this stuff, doing this is illegal, can't do it. And you also like can't use songs and stuff for some things, even if they are like school or education related. And I thought that was kind of interesting because um, we do that, which I guess kind of goes into the next one, like what experiences do I have? And I would say songs really is the one I've seen broken a lot more, because um, when I went to high school, we used songs for a lot of things throughout the high school, and like put them on discs. So, for instance, like the yearbook was put on a disc and sold. It had songs to it, and graduation we used songs. Um, and I've been to a lot of graduations where they used um, different songs, like the full version of these songs. And so I don't know. That one just really confused me. Like the copyright laws, they're I know it says on there that they're it's very like kind of like it's very straightforward and everything, but it was just very kind of more confusing to me. Not really a big fan of trying to figure out copyright and fair use laws. Like that's really got to me. So I'm really gonna have to review those websites a lot harder because they just, I mean, I don't know. I think with just the way that going through college and stuff, if you cite it, you're fine, and then you just move on with life. And so the fact that you just can't cite it and you're fine, is throws me off a little bit. Um, and then the next one, oh, so the questions from the quiz. And I really liked the quiz because it really challenged you and everything. And then I also liked that if you didn't get it right, it told you why that was not the case. Uh, and so the first time I did the quiz, I failed really badly. Okay, not really badly, but I didn't. It wasn't for me. It wasn't very good. Uh, so I was just like, ooh, that's not good. So but anyway, I'd have to say one of the ones that surprised me was like the blockbuster question, and a little outdated, but I mean, the movie rental, and they give it to the school for free to use on Friday to show every week for good attendance, and that wasn't okay. I was like, what? That one kind of surprised me though, because it's not really something I would think about as being a copyright or fair use problem. I really didn't think about it. Um, uh, oh, another question was like, can a library aide record 60 minutes for teachers to use next, the following week? And it was no, they have to have requests. And I thought that that was odd because I wouldn't say anything about um, requesting that information. I mean, I don't know. That just seemed weird that you actually had to request before you could even actually use it or do it. Um, Another one that got me was the play. Um, I mean, I get it in a sense because that is copyrighted play. You're redoing it kind of thing, but uh, that just seemed like an odd question because I really didn't think much about it because okay, it's the same play that's done over and over again on Broadway, and a lot of people have done it, and it's well known. But there's still like copyright laws that come with it. And I just really didn't think about it when I was in high school. So, that was just kind of an interesting question. But all right, thanks guys. I'll see you next week.